Okay, hi, welcome to yet another one of my bike check videos. This time is for what you see there, which is called a TrackloCross bike. Alright, so the TrackloCross is some sort of a bastard child, some sort of a mix of like three different types of bikes. Of course, a trike bike with a fixed gear, but also, of course, as the name suggests, cyclocross. But not only, the third kind is the mountain bike. So it's some sort of a association of those three different types of bikes all blended together to create something which I think is great for urban riding. So that's my 10th bike. I know this is ridiculous, but this, what can I do, right? I just love bikes, and I'm very happy with that one, even though technically this is the shittiest I have. Like, it's the heaviest, probably around like 11 kilos, but I've just built it like last night. It's my first ride. I've just ridden it, and I can assure you that it's extremely comfortable, and that was the whole point. So that's a steel frame, and I'm gonna use it for just urban commuting and especially winter riding. So it's really what you would also call winter beater. It's supposed to be built to sustain and endure the worst conditions. So let's have a look at it and explain what a TrackloCross bike is. So the first thing you'll notice is the tires. These are Panaracer Gravel King SS4 semi-slick in 35. So what you need because this is just a classic shitty, cheap steel frame made for fixies, and what you need is a good tire clearance. And that one had a good tire clearance up to 37. So there is even room for more than 35, especially since it's a small 35. So I could have put 38. So these are typical gravel tires, all right? Even a bit bigger than just cyclocross. Once again, Panaracer, because I love that brand, and they do very good tires. This one, the semi-slick, are supposed to be fast, but I really wanted something resistant and comfortable and stylish. So as usual, the natural classic tan sidewalls, which are just gorgeous and mandatory. So these are the tires, and you need like a steel frame with a good tire clearance. That's the first thing you do for a TrackloCross bike. Basically, that bike is really a bastard, not only because it's a mix of three different types, but also because I've built it around and using only like used parts that I had that I was not using anymore, that were just lying around in the basement. And so I basically recreated a bike I already had like years ago and that I had sold, basically pretty much the same like frame with a flat bar and pretty much the same style. Exactly, actually, that's the same crankset. So the crankset. And yeah, just before I move on to the details, I just rebuilt it, but like in a more improved winter compatible version, because the previous version I had like Brooks and also Brooks hand grips and leather saddle, and that was just not good for winter, right? A leather saddle. So that one is the Brooks C15 all weather. All right, it's a very classic now among many riders because it's nice, resistant and comfortable. And so now the details. So that's a wide flat bar, titanium flat bar, which is a bit ridiculous, like a titanium flat bar on a bike like that, but that's because I bought it like years ago, because there was some dude selling it like 40 euros, like stupid crazy deal. So I just bought it. I never used it before. I was just jumped on the occasion because that was a crazy price. So it's 68 centimeters wide, which is like what so that's typical of like mountain bikes, but a lot of like trendy, hip, like the elite of bike messengers who ride breakless or whatever, they use those like very wide flat bars, sometimes up to 80. And you can see those guys riding in the cities, right, with super wide and large handlebars, and that's what I wanted because it's actually very comfortable. with that, you've got the, once again, Spur Cycle bell. This time it's the copper version, which looks great with the titanium flat bar. The Cube grips, again, coming straight from the mountain bike universe. Same as the pedals, which are CNC flat pedals. That again comes from the mountain bike universe. They didn't put any straps because they really wanted something chill and easy, so I just don't even have to slide my feet into it. I just put my feet on it and that's it. Now that brake lever is just the best, the most awesome brake lever on the planet. That's the pole component. One finger, I mean, it's just stupidly gorgeous. Of course it goes, it's supposed to go with the Royal Flush crankset that I have on my Total Black Fixie. Oops. So if you remember it, yeah, I have that crankset, but I'm not going to put it on that one because I want to keep it on the Total Black Fixie, but it has the same like 4 symbols of cards, so that's the Royal Flush, and it's made really 22.2 millimeter narrow end of bars like that. The stem is once again Chinelli mash that I was just not using it. I had a second one. You know, I've been using one on my Colnago C50, but I had another one that was just lying around and goes well with that one. I've put it upwards this time because I really wanted a comfortable position. What you see there is actually something very famous among, oops, sorry, maybe I should do that shit. Something actually very famous among urban riders, which is what you do is inner tube wrapped around the horizontal tube to protect the frame. And it's actually, I like the look of it. You just wrap it around like you know, what's the name of that? The thing you put on the drop bars, bar tape. Basically, you just wrap it around like bar tape. It's to protect the frame, and when you do, you know, you got a nice frame, which is ironical because on that one it's not a nice frame at all. But anyway, another thing I like about that is that seat post, which is light skin. So that's pretty fucking awesome. And this one is very narrow. That's a 25.4, and I wasn't using it anymore because I don't have any more frames which with such a small horizontal vertical seat tube, right? 25.4. I was not using it, and there you go. That's compatible with that frame, so that's great. The crankset, it's Miche Primato 50 teeth. I know what you're gonna say. That's a little bit too much for TrackloCross, and you're right. Normally it's more 42, 44. That's a bit too much, but then again, I'm not gonna ride in the forest or whatever with that one. It's gonna ride in the city. At the back, that's an 18 teeth and a blue chain half link. So why blue? Once again, years ago, there was that guy on Craigslist, on Le Bon Coin, which is like the equivalent of Craigslist, selling that chain for €5. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Half link, blue chain for €5, but I had never used it. I'm not even like particularly a huge fan of it. But then again, it's just, I wasn't using it, so I was like, okay, now is the time. So there's nothing special about it apart from the fact that it's blue, and so why the fuck not, right? So that's it, and yeah, so on that bike I'm gonna leave mud guards in the back, an ass saver, especially long, and that one in the front. So I'm gonna leave them like all the time because I want to use that bike when it's raining, when it's snowing, whatever. And so that's it. That's I think it's the last, right? 10 bikes, yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's heavy, it's not made for racing, it's not made for speed, but I can assure you, because I've just finished riding it for the first time, it's super comfortable, smooth, and it's great for chill rides in the city. Really, that's what I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted, and I'm super happy with the result. It's really cool for chill urban riding. So that's it. That was my kinda TrackloCross bike. See you in the next video.